Alright, good afternoon everybody. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. It's already Thursday on our 7th week of community quarantine. And it's time again to learn from one and only the youngest or youngest and the most sought after young speaker of our country. My name is Leo and this is Challenge for Change. Talking about talking about online selling from home, intermediate tips on digitizing your business. Please welcome USANA brand ambassador and the first ever winner of the Apprentice Asia, Mr. Jonathan Yabut.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Leo. How are you doing?
Hi, John. We're doing good. How are you?
I'm also good. Good afternoon, everyone. So for the past 20 minutes I've been waiting, I've been enjoying stopping the video of everyone's ginagawa ko siya parang video game. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Can I get an exclamation point in the chat box if you guys are ready to start? Very good. Aba, yung iba mga 5 exclamation points pa. Very good, very good. Very good. All right. May I also remind everyone so that we don't disrupt the other participants, the moment you start, could you please make sure that you also close your videos? And I'm saying that now, guys, because as someone who conducts webinars for a living these days, you don't want some private things to be seen by other folks. So please make sure that you click the stop video portion of your chats the moment you start. Just like a Joseph, for example, or all right. Let me now start by sharing my screen. I love it, guys. I see a lot of you now starting off with your exclamation points. So let's start. Welcome, everyone. This session is entitled, let me just work on my slides. Online selling from home, how to use Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for your business. So this is a primer. We're going to be doing this for 1 hour. And in the middle of our session, we'll be conducting some Q&As. I'm going to be pausing. And please make sure, guys, that you only type your question during the time that I've allotted it so that they don't get drowned in all of your messages. Because as we all know, we're all 1,000 here. One of the biggest webinars I've attended so far, guys. So very good. And we're going to be allotting around 3 segments for our Q&A. Of course, if this is your first time to listen to yours truly has been a proud brand USANA ambassador for 3 years now and counting. And since 2013, we manage a consultancy firm. That's JY Consultancy and Ventures. We conduct workshops, seminars, online trainings as well these days when it comes to leadership, management, and of course, digital marketing is what we do best. We help companies propel their businesses on social media like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. We've conducted these workshops not only in the Philippines, but also as far as, for example, as Buenos Aires in Argentina and also in your United States. And of course, likely you may be seeing your logo here or the past companies that you've worked for. So we thank you, USANA, because you've been part of our history and our growth as well. Just a quick commercial. Because learning does not stop after this session, I'd like just to quickly plug, if you guys are interested, we are conducting an advanced webinar for the same topic happening on May 7. That's next week. It's for an affordable price of only $499. If you guys are interested, you're going to be seeing here, guys, the registration link. Just go to that link and we'll be very happy to have you. And of course, if you are doing this webinar together with your online groups and your districts or your teams, I'll be very happy to conduct online private workshops customized for your businesses as well. 3 things would like to raise in this online workshop. Number 1, I'm going to talk about the digital landscape, specifically in the Philippines, what's happening when it comes to internet usage, who are the people, and how is the e-commerce landscape panning out. Number 2, we want to talk about why are we going to focus this 1 hour session on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn? And the answer is simple. They are the most mainstream platforms when it comes to reaching to your audience. And finally, number 3, immediately after this workshop, I want you guys to be able to apply those tips when promoting your USANA products online. All right, let's start. And the first part is the Philippine digital landscape. So I recommend, by the way, guys, if you'd like to know more about the internet statistics in the Philippines, this is a good link. That's wearesocial.com. They release an annual report every country for about 80 countries around the world. And the Philippines is captured in that. So it's a good way of knowing more about the digital status of the Philippines. The latest one was released last year. They are releasing in the next few months for 2020. But in the meantime, this is the landscape for the Philippines as of January 2019, the latest statistics that we have. So we're reaching around 108 million people. That's a lot, by the way. There are a lot of mobile subscriptions, around 124. And the reason why you might notice, bakit mas madami ang 124? That's because there are a lot of Filipinos who have two mobile phones, especially for those in the provinces wherein they have to use two sets of networks, either Globe or Smart is stronger. More than half are connected to the internet. That's around 70%. And may I remind you guys, most Filipinos will enter the internet world by virtue of having free Facebook access. So dun pa lang, you'll be able to understand that Facebook is one of the most powerful platforms to promote your business because most of the time, an individual is going to have a Facebook account, but not necessarily will have an Instagram account or a LinkedIn account. So if you are a newbie, you're starting out, Facebook is the first platform to enter, right? And then, of course, from the social media users, you'll notice that it's almost the same, but you will notice that there's a quick drop on mobile social media users. So 72 million. And the reason for that is because, of course, not all Filipinos can still afford to have a smartphone. But as more smartphones are becoming cheaper these days, so you will notice that that will also equalize in the future. All right, next slide. And you should be seeing now a beautiful graph that shows what are the most active social media platforms in the Philippines. And if you notice, guys, can you please type it on the screen? I just want you guys to be engaged. What are the top 3 or top 1? All right, will very enter good. The so internet world now by virtue Facebook, of having free, followed by YouTube, Facebook Messenger, because majority, everyone who uses Facebook also has a Facebook Messenger. There's Instagram, Twitter, Skype. You may be wondering why Skype is still big, but that's because a lot of Filipino workers abroad have been accustomed to using Skype. And of course, there's LinkedIn. You see how it's very important. And also Viber. Minding you guys, by the way, that Viber is only popular in the Philippines, some parts of Vietnam and Israel where it was invented. But in many parts of the world, no one knows what Viber is. Just to give you guys an idea that not all of the platforms are globally popular, it may only be in the Philippines as well. In other parts of the world, WeChat is very popular in China. Telegram is popular in the Americas. Line is very popular in Japan, for example. So it may depend, but in the Philippines, the most used platform for instant messaging will be Viber, and then followed by your Facebook Messenger and also WhatsApp. Next slide. You'll be seeing here now, guys, another beautiful graph. I love this because it captures which age groups are online. And you will notice, guys, in the first 3 sets, that's going to be your Generation Z. Generation Z meaning 23 years old and below. And you also have your Generation Y. That's your 24 years old up to the age of 39 as of 2020. And then, of course, you'll be seeing some of the Generation X, 40 years old and above, also using a lot of social media. From the Generation X, for example, a lot of them are using Facebook. So we call them as late adopters, meaning it took them a while to be on Facebook these days, but now they are, all of our titos and titas are now on Facebook, which is the reason why a lot of millennials and Generation Y are now on Instagram because all of their titos and titas are on Facebook. So ayaw na nila doon. So nagsilabasan sila and are now on Instagram. TikTok is also gaining ground, especially on Generation Z. But for the purposes that our target markets are not yet entrenched on TikTok, I will not be discussing that in this 1-hour webinar. And the reason why I'd like to be firm about that, guys, because I want you to be very smart when choosing your battles. Just because, for example, TikTok is becoming popular, it doesn't mean that you have to spend your entire time and effort doing something about it when it's not the biggest market for your customers yet. Maybe in the future it will be, but for now, Facebook and Instagram, for example, remains to be the biggest chunk of where your participants are. Also, if you notice, guys, in this slide, you will notice that there are more participants who are younger who are on social media, which means if in your customer base, when you look at your list of your customers, if madami sa kanilang are Generation Y or Generation Z, then it matters to invest your time on social media. However, and this is where I want you guys to balance your mindset. It is great to go digital, but be also extra careful because there will still be a small percentage of customers who prefer the manual or the traditional ways. If you can't meet them physically, then a phone call perhaps is something that they prefer. So ingat on all your customer bases. Just because we're going digital doesn't mean that you have to leave behind other participants who may still not be on social media. The Generation X, for example, are very heavy email users. So perhaps if they prefer to do it on email, you may want to spend time on email. The point is, you have to customize it by knowing who your customers are. And of course, depending on which province, city, or area we are, we have different types of customers in the end. Last slide, and this is still about the landscape. And I love this slide, guys. It's a, again, beautiful slide from We Are Social. And reminding you guys, all of these information are available in the website of We Are Social. There are 30 other more slides that you'd like to get if you want to know more about the Philippines. But focusing on this slide, you will notice, and I'm putting that into that red rectangle. If you notice, guys, the participants who have financial institution accounts, meaning banks, or who has a credit card, or who has a mobile money account, examples of that will be GCash or Paymaya, a lot of them are still small. And that's because a lot of the Filipinos remain to be unbanked. A lot of them still don't have financial accounts, which means if we are living in a post-pandemic world, expect that a lot of them now, because of limited mobility, are going to increase their usage of mobile banking. Dadami ang gagamit ng GCash for sure, dadami ang gagamit ng Paymaya, dadami ang mag-create ng online bank account. So for example, if they have a BPI account, expect a lot of them will be forced to now use a BPI online mobile account, which is good for us because that means that our ability to sell is going to be made easier, but by their ability to pay faster. What does that mean for you as a seller? Make sure you cover all bases. So if you are an independent or individual seller, or if you are a team leader, make sure all your recruiters know how to navigate, has a GCash account, has a Paymaya account, and may I also add, must have a PayPal account. Because a lot of those who are falling under the socioeconomic status of C plus up to A have PayPal accounts. And it may be easier for them to pay via PayPal because if you cannot yet charge them via credit cards, you can charge participants using a PayPal account through their credit cards. So if you're not familiar on how to use this these days, and we only have 1 hour for this, I highly recommend you to take the time because there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube and also on the PayPal website if you'd like to know more. All right. Okay. And again, as I end that landscape, I'm going to quickly pause because I don't want to only ask questions at the last part. May I now ask for 2 questions in the chat box? Let me choose now. If you have the time now, please type them. I'm going to wait for you guys. If you need time to type them, please make sure that they're very short and sweet, by the way. I'm not sure if my internet is getting lag, pero walang gusto magsulat. If you're also, Leo, may I ask if there's also another opportunity? Can we have a live question, by the way? I think we can do that because if they can just open their microphone, they can also do that. Oh, ayan, Joyce is now asking, do you have questions? Kanina maingay ang chat box, ngayon wala nagasalita. You can also raise your hand, by the way. So it will be great, more interactive if we do our questions live with your microphones, no? So I see some participants raising their hands now. Is there anyone who wants to volunteer?
Hi, Colin. You're now on.
All right, Colin, go ahead. Parang radio host lang, no? Colin? Hello, Colin? Are you on? Are you live, Colin?
Yes.
Okay, it seems like Colin is not around. Joyce, maybe we can get another one.
Yeah, but chat.
There you go. Hello, Colin.
Colin, go ahead. Colin, pasok! Oh, yeah. I'll waiting for Colin because Colin seems to be having some challenge. Joanne, could you please type in your question? James says the data is from January 2019. Does it follow the same trend for 2020 now with the pandemic? Of course, there are going to be trajectory. My guess, my expertise guess is that it's even going to be increased because people have no choice but to connect with each other via digital means because they can't see each other physically now. So there will be a faster transmission of people creating accounts, people creating their own multiple accounts just to get connected with each other. What kind of business do you think will boom after COVID? Essentials are still going to be there, but I will also expect anything that will involve, for example, health. And I've been saying this to your management team. Usana is fit in the best position because after COVID-19, everyone is going to be more conscious now about their health and their lifestyle. So it's a good way, guys, to promote health products, for example. I also expect, so travel is going to go down for sure, but I will also expect that people will want to learn more. So anything that involves online learning, anything that involves online distant education, because more people have time. Entertainment as well. That's why Netflix stocks are going up. The stocks of Zoom is going up because people are communicating more and more. Let me get two last questions, guys, before we proceed. How do you gain more prospects to be interested on what you post? Very good segue, Daryl. Later on, I'll talk about what we call as content marketing, in which you cannot keep on posting sell, 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 buy, 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 buy. You have to post something that entertains or inspires your audience that has nothing to do with your product. I'll talk about that later on, but that's a good segue. 95%, this is from Mark, of my cold market guests are from LinkedIn. How do we improve engagement and trust from cold market, especially from LinkedIn? First and foremost, you have to admit the fact, Mark, that LinkedIn focuses more on career topics. What I'd like you to do instead is pivot your topics on entrepreneurship and business. So when you're looking at recruitment, you have to highlight, for example, the opportunities, benefits, and also lifestyle that you get from becoming part of Usana. I also highly emphasize that, remember, B2B or business to business marketing on LinkedIn is best done on one-to-one interaction on the LinkedIn private messages. That's how they do it most of the time. So you're going to be limited when it comes to selling your products. LinkedIn is not the best platform if you'd like to post all your photos of Usana, but rather what you want to post are business posts. I'll talk about it quickly later on, don't worry. And I like it that you preempted my slides later on. But when it comes to LinkedIn, it's less of the product, which you can do on Instagram and Facebook, and more of the business opportunities. So sell on LinkedIn business-related posts. Final question. This is from Matthew. Is it advisable to use Snapchat as a social media channel? Not in the Philippines because there are less than hundreds of thousands of Filipinos who are using it. Also, Snapchat is mostly for kids and teenagers. And if they're not part of your target market, which I assume solidly is not the Usana market for now, you do not put your time and effort into there. Focus it on the bigger platforms. Focus it on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. All right, let's proceed, guys, to the next parts of the session. So our featured platforms for this are Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And the reason why, again, number one, there's a bigger mainstream reach. Remember, however, that Facebook is very crowded. So that means even if you have a bigger reach on Facebook, the challenge is that you also have to compete with attention from different folks. However, number two, I have to emphasize Facebook is the best platform because it's the most versatile. There is no platform out there wherein you can put so much text, you can put photos, you can put links, you can put videos, You can schedule them ahead of time. All of these things are not capable to be done by Instagram on LinkedIn. So milk Facebook. However, there is beauty behind Instagram because what Facebook does not have is the ability of Instagram to post better photos. So here's a quick tip. Whenever you post something on Facebook, whether it be a photo or video, remember that Facebook is lessening the resolution or quality. Why? Because there are too many people posting on it. So if you need to post something and you want to retain the resolution, put it at the highest level on Facebook. But on Instagram, the resolution minimization is not so much. So the quality is retained. Plus, people, when they're on Instagram, are ready to see more photos and videos. They are in the mood to see those. So, good thing. Plus, Instagram has easier interface and it loads faster on your mobile phone. LinkedIn, on the other hand, why am I including it here? LinkedIn is a very good platform because the target market of more affluent. So here's where I'm going to make a disclaimer. If you think that your target market fall under the C plus, B, or A consumers, a lot of them can be easily tracked on LinkedIn because LinkedIn easily is transparent with the job and the position of the person. You can easily see who's the manager, who's the VP, who's the director. And there's already a big step in finding out that this person likely may want or be interested with your product as well. So this is the reason why insurance agents, real estate agents, or anyone who sells high ticket value products are on LinkedIn. The challenge now, however, is that it is not advised to post your products on LinkedIn. People are going to scold you and shout at you because they prefer to see career related topics. So if you're posting something about your business, focus on the business aspect. Recruitment, for example, if you want to hire people to be part of your team, LinkedIn is the best angle for that. If I were to summarize, guys, and if you were to create a strategy, focus on Facebook and Instagram for your products and focus on LinkedIn for recruitment. Of course, you can also use Facebook and Instagram for recruitment, but LinkedIn is going to help you be in that space. John, are you telling me that I need to be available in all three spaces? If you have the time, the effort, and you should, by the way, please do so because not everyone is going to be in the same platform forever. Some of them, there will be days that they will not check their Instagram account, but they will check their LinkedIn account. Some days they will not check their LinkedIn account, but they will be on their Facebook account. So your goal is to be as present as possible. Spread yourself generously like butter on a toasted bread on a nice breakfast morning. All right? That's the strategy. So, quick question. Sige nga, I want to check if you guys are listening to my topics. Which of the three platforms do you think offers the most versatile media options to post? Is it LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook? Oh, ayan, ang daming mabibilis, by the way. Very good. I see a lot of people responding now. Very good. So the answer is Facebook. You can post a lot of things. Instagram, you can also, by the way, here's a very good thing. Instagram, when you post something on it, at the settings portion, there is a part there wherein it can automatically push the same content on your Twitter account and Facebook account, which is good because that means you can only need to post once on on Instagram and then didiretso na siya sa Facebook and Twitter. So you hit 3 birds in one stone, right? Okay, so we're done with understanding the platforms. Let's be practical. John, I want to start selling Level Up tomorrow. Can you give me quick tips? And here are quick tips. A few tips. Number 1, may I remind you guys to please be very visual. Photos and videos scientifically proven because this is how the design of Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn are. They get more likes, they get more comments, they get more click-throughs. Why? Because the assumption here is that more people love looking at photos rather than reading on texts. So if you are, and here's a good tip, if you are a team and if you can pool money together to hire a good photographer, or I'm sure you guys have stock photos from the USANA headquarters, please guys invest in good, bright, clear photos. Hindi yung mga photos na blurred. Hindi yung mga photos na nakikita yung mga underwear nyo sa background, for example. Because remember, the more highly engaging the photos are, the brighter they are, the more people will visualize that they are into the product. I also highly recommend, if you want to include yourself, guys, in the photos, please make sure that you have a connection with the product. So for example, if I'm the person and I have the products to myself, you can place it on the table, all right? Versus, because I've seen some of these, may picture ka nga pero ang layo ng mga products or ng mga bottles or let's say ng Yusana Nutri-Mill in front of you. Make sure there's a connection between you and the products as well. And of course, if you also want to invest in videos, make sure that they are not too heavy and not too long. I'll give you an example. The limit for videos on Instagram is only 1 minute. So if you're planning to post something, make sure it only ends in 1 minute. All of your messages are covered in that amount of time. Another example, on Instagram stories, the limit if you post a long video is that it will only get the first 1 minute of it. One IG story is 15 seconds, which means 15, 15, 15, 15, apat na IG stories lang yun. If your video is longer than that, your IG story will not be able to capture it. And if you want to post the additional minutes, you have to do it manually. So is there technicality involved here? Yes, it is. And if you want to step up because you want to hustle to sell more, you have to take the time to get them done. Here's one more example. So go to your chat box now, guys, and I want you guys to please type, what do you think is common among all of these 3 Instagram accounts? I'm using the Instagram accounts of various companies that have really good Instagram accounts. These are IKEA, AirAsia, and there's also Nike, for example. Could you please type? What do you notice? I'm going to look at the chat box now. There's a theme, okay? What else? What theme are you talking about, guys? Be specific. People, malamang may tao dyan, of course. What do you notice, guys? There's color. Of course, there's going to be color, guys, because these are Instagram photos. They have to look good. I want you to give me deeper answers. Branding, color screen, those are given, guys. Those are basic things. What else? So I love the answer of Sheila. That's right. They are telling a story. First and foremost, guys, you will not see in any of the posts. These are screenshots, by the way. You will not see in any of the posts something that says buy now, purchase now. It's nice to have them once in a while, but majority of great companies do not hard sell. So what instead they place, if you look at the Nike accounts in the middle, instead of saying buy shoes now, what they do is that they portray stories of victories of their athletes and endorsers. And the reason for that is because people will keep on following your account if they get inspired, they get entertained. Even if they're not gonna buy your shoe, they love watching that video. And what you want at the end of the day is for people to keep on following you up to the point that they will eventually buy something from your store. So we call this, by the way, as content marketing. We tell stories and we don't just sell. You will also notice, guys, as you're seeing it now in front of your screen, the yellow circles, there is a good balance of photos and videos. So kunyari, day 1 photo, day 2 video, day 3 photo, day 4 video. You put a good balance because there will be days wherein people would like to watch at something, and there will be days wherein people would want to see something static. So again, you invest in creating that calendar ahead of time. I'll talk about calendars later on. So I love this answer from Zareen. Zareen says, content that appeals to emotions. Very good. So if you're talking about health products, you have to appeal to the emotions of the ability to live a better life, the ability to live a life with no worries, for example, the ability to protect your family or help them get through the challenges in life. I always like to believe that when it comes to health, I can equate it to success. Health can be equated to happiness, right? So these are the stories that you want to create. Jollibee does not sell fried chicken. Jollibee does not sell French fries or cheeseburger. Jollibee sells happiness. And so all the videos of Jollibee, on the side lang yung mga food items. The real hero of their videos are the happiness portrayed, those moments eating inside the Jollibee stores, those moments of falling in love or hanging out with a friend because you did it inside the Jollibee branch. So those are stories. That's content marketing. People will keep on following the Instagram account of Jollibee not because they want to order Chicken Joy, but because every time they look at the videos, they keep on getting entertained. So I'm going to be frank now, Usana Associates. Whenever I check some of your Instagram or Facebook accounts, I sometimes get disappointed that all of the posts are doing only sell, 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 buy, join, join, join. You're not just an online store. You are content producers. You are entertainers. You are influencers. You have to create stories that will keep your audience engaged, want to follow you, and eventually, subtly, buy your products. And that's where loyalty comes in again and again. All right? Tip number 2, I want you guys to please be timely. Post when people are also online. So I understand, lahat tayo busy. Lahat tayo, for example, may inventory management na kailangan. May mga recruits na kailangan alagaan. I understand that we have other things to do such as personal errands. So I want to warn you now, if you're going to be committing to a social media content plan, you have to make sure that your time is not eaten up to the point na nakakalimutan mo na iba mong trabaho. Because I will say this to you guys now, social media content strategy is a full-time job. However, there are ways to circumvent this, such as, for example, if you can only post during the times when people are mostly online, you increase your chance that people are going to see your post. So I'm showing here a graph. We have around 30 clients today all over Southeast Asia. And what I did is to aggregate the number of hours and the number of people who are online during those specific hours. So, sige nga, in your chat box, what time slots do you notice are people mostly online? 9 p.m. That's right. Very good. You will notice there's a big spike. And that's because before we sleep, we no longer pray. Or after praying, what's the one thing that we do? We check our Facebook accounts first. So people are likely online at 9 p.m. In ABS-CBN or GMA, we call this, by the way, as prime time bida. So regardless if it's online or offline, most people, the last thing that they do is they want to get entertained or check something new on what's happening in their world, right? So I see 7 p.m., midnight. There's also 12 o'clock noon. Notice that? That's because people are finally open for lunch. They're taking a break. They're checking out something. And you also see a certain spike happening beginning on the commute hours of 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Because when we're stuck in traffic, and don't you guys miss getting stuck in traffic these days? When we're stuck in traffic, we're always in front of our mobile phones and checking our Facebook, emails, etc. Very good. So you look at those circles there, guys. These are strategic times that you want to be online. You want to avoid the time slots when people are not usually online. So siesta time may not be a good time. After midnight, even if you're already free, pwede mo sabihin, midnight na lang kasi doon ako mas free of my time. Kapag umaga, busy ako. That's a big no-no because most people are going to be asleep. Unless, of course, if your target market or call center agents, you don't want to post at the time where your chances of getting exposed is lessened. So post strategically. I'll give you one more example. LinkedIn is a very interesting tool because LinkedIn is used mostly by people looking for jobs or people selling businesses. We know for today that people on LinkedIn do not go online on weekends. So you might want to consider posting strategically during weekdays. And a lot of them are also checking their online. This is a study by oberlo.com. So it might change in the few months or years, but in the meantime, 10 to 11 a.m., for example, based on their study, is a good time to post. Right? I also noticed, by the way, that there's a difference on Instagram and Facebook. It can be very strategic to post at 9 o'clock primetime bida, but it's not strategic to post on LinkedIn because people will likely check LinkedIn daytime for work purposes. Okay. All right. Let's do another Q&A. And again, commercial here, guys. If you guys are interested to know more advanced session, our premium webinar happening on May 7, just register. If you guys are interested, I would like to take 2 more questions. We got a few more minutes left. 2 questions for this. Margot, is it better to have social media accounts these days than having a business website? My answer here is that if you have the ability to cover both, please be present on both. Why? Because social media is only on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Websites are good for Google search. So when someone types, for example, multivitamins, or someone types, for example, protein shakes or probiotics, you can't be easily found on Facebook because Google search will not display all Facebook accounts. Remember, Google and Facebook are competitors. So they minimize displaying Facebook links. What they will prioritize are websites. So it's still great to have your own website account. However, if you don't have the resources, your budget is limited. Between the two, I would choose Facebook because it's for free. You can engage more, and a lot of people use Facebook more than Google search. But if you're a fully fledged business, you have to be online for websites. Remember, if they do not see your name, and by the way, guys, in the case of Yasana, if we're all brand ambassadors, please take note that every potential customer is going to Google your name on Google search. They want to know if you're trustworthy. If you're recruiting them, they want to make sure that you are legit and not a fly by night. Make sure that you cover all bases. Your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter accounts. You have to hide anything that incriminates you. Any photo, any text or tweet that might disengage other people. Be careful of them. You might want to put them on private mode, for example, because your reputation is what sells you and is also what sells Usana as a company. Next question. I'll take one more, guys, because I have a few more slides. How do you keep your post entertaining to people? I'll answer that later on because I have slides to preempt that. Do you think I need to pay for ads in Facebook for my product? EJ, number one, I highly recommend number one, Facebook sponsored posts are effective, but they're only effective if you have a good amount of budget. Because if you're only committing, let's say, for example, 5,000 or 10,000 pesos for 3 months, hindi yan uubra. Para lang yung bumahing ka lang and it didn't reach the people that need to be reached. So a typical budget, for example, for a solid sponsored post campaign will be around 50 to 100,000 pesos. If you're willing to spend for that, by all means do so. I also want to give you just a quick disclaimer. Remember, guys, that you're not the only one selling this product. There are also other people who may be selling the same product. So be cautious about it because you might be promoting your Usana products, but the person who sees it ends up buying elsewhere. Unless you have a strong call to action that leads to your specific phone number or website, which I will talk about later on, guys, that sale might go to someone else. All right? Unless, of course, you're charitable and you want to spread the message of Usana in general, but there's a big chance that the person might know more about the product, but the person will not buy it from you. Okay? All right. Number 3, and here's the last tip, guys. Let me stop the video of Ray. Favorite part ko tong ginagawa. Para siyang video game. Okay, number 3, be consistent. Schedule a content plan for your business, for your account. So for example, guys, here's what I do. So I'm in the business of selling information. I do consultations, I do workshops. We do a lot of trainings and webinars. I have a team of 12 people, 3 of which are the primary people that I work with. And so we create content, and even 1 to 2 months before, lahat sila, photos, captions, prepared na. Pati grammar approved, the links are tested, and we create them in a way such that prior to the month before, lahat sila nakaschedule na using special softwares and applications, which by the way are for free. Examples of them are Hootsuite and Buffer and Postfitty. If you want to know more about this, we'll talk about it in our premium webinar. Yes, I'm selling it a lot. But the idea here, guys, is that kapag na-prepare mo in advance your content plan, it frees you up time so you can do other things in life. Because I will tell you this now, it will eat up so much of your time. So you create a scheduling. So you notice, guys, in the middle part, you see different icons. Information refers to informative post. The heart refers to emotional, inspiring posts. And the dollar sign refers to selling post. The reason why I'm doing this because I want to remind you, you cannot just post sell, 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 because that's how you irritate the customer. There are days that you have to post something that has nothing to do with selling, but will entertain and inspire them to keep on following you on your post. Again, we call that as content marketing. So when you schedule your content plan, here's an example of 28 days. Napansin nyo guys, we call this in the social media world as bicycle. Binabicycle ko yung categories. Day 1, information. Day 2, heart, emotional. Day 3 is promotional. And then I repeat. Now, this is for 28 days. If you think you're good enough and you have more time, or you have enough budget to pay 5,000 pesos for a college student or an intern, because a lot of them are available out there, to be the one to post and prepare for you, you can advance to, let's say, posting 2 times a day. So morning, informational, afternoon or evening, emotional. And then you do a bicycle again. And of course, you can do that 3 times, 4 times a day. Kapag baguhan ka pa lang, I highly encourage you to post as much as possible, because we're not like Beyonce or Taylor Swift na kahit mag-post lang sila once a week, they get thousands of likes. For us, ang kalaban natin is that attention of traffic of other people posting. We have to compete against that. So volume is going to be your ally when it comes to posting on social media. Okay, let's do a quick exercise, guys. And I'm going to be giving a prize. So I have here my 3 books, my best-selling books, which a lot of you guys have purchased already, but I'm going to give them in digital copies because we're selling them right now in my website as well if you're interested. So please type, because I'm going to give you the digital copies of my 3 books. What are the 3 categories of posts that you can play around when managing your social media content? Ang bilis. Emma, Christian Emmanuel Cruz. Very good. Promotional, informational, and emotional. Ang bilis nyo guys, Very good. So again, guys, these are not cast in stone. These are the main categories. You can do other types of posts. But the point here, guys, is wag tayong sell, 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 buy, 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 recruit, recruit, recruit. Your goal is to entertain. You are producers of content. You are influencers. You're entertainers, right? You have to give reasons for people to keep following you because they will not keep on buying your product every day. All right. So here's an example. Sabi ko, day 1, sabi mo, buy now. You post a photo of Usana. Let's say you post your Nutri-Meal, just one of my favorite products, by the way. So buy now. Day 2, contact me if you love to have a jet setter lifestyle, whatever it is, right? So recruitment ulit. You're selling something. Day number 3, boost your immunity with Policy. Benta na naman. And then day 4, launching our new whitening toothpaste. Benta na naman. In the real world, there's not going to be a police who will catch you guys. So don't worry. It's okay to do this. But you're not optimizing your engagement. You will not get as many likes. You're not going to get as many comments. And neither will people watch out for your future post. Because you become a reliable poster of nothing but products. You don't want to be like that. So a good way is to create the variety. So, for example, I created another version. You can have a buy now on day 1. But day 2, you can talk about yourself. You can talk about your travel. So in the time of COVID-19, missing the time when I was traveling once every 3 months, you can post your photos or videos. So this is good because we're always interested about personal stories, right? And the better your photos are, you've been to Tokyo, it's really good, bright, clear photos. People want to follow that. That's how you become a social influencer, by the way, because they get entertained looking at your posts, right? Day 3, you can talk about how to eat healthy during the quarantine season. So health tips. After all, you're selling health products. The only thing, the best thing we can expect from you is to sell items, is to, I call this, post health tips. So it could be about exercise. It could be about food. It could be about mental health as well, guys. The point is, this can be easily associated to your health products. And of course, day 4, iba na naman ulit, bicycle tayo. It could be FAQs on how to order during ECQ. Okay? The point is, it's not about selling. It's about entertaining, influencing, inspiring. That's how you keep people entertained. If I were to give an example, guys, in my social media page, we sell a lot of our workshops and webinars. But there will be hours and days wherein we will post career tips. And that's because people will keep on following you because they're getting something for free. It could be information, entertainment, etc. All right, let's do another Q&A, guys, because ang daming nagme-message, pati yung mga iba nagtatanong sa Instagram account ko. So dito nyo na lang guys ilagay, ha? So could you please type your questions? This is the second to the last, by the way, of the question. So please raise them now. How to increase followers, quality followers, apart from good quality content. Good thing you recognize that, because first and foremost, the number one free advice I can give for getting good followers is you become viral because of that one post that talked about something that interested people. Now, if you still cannot crack the code, wala ka pa ring viral post, that is a good way now where I will enter this tip. Adding a sponsored a Facebook sponsored follow post is a good way. So on Facebook, let's say for example, for 5,000 pesos or 10,000 pesos, you can decide to get followers by choosing their location, their age, and their likes. So that's one good way of doing so. Another one, I'll give you an example. Magpa-contest ka. So for example, your contest will have a really good prize, and the requirement is the person has to like your Facebook page. The person has to like your Instagram account. That's one good way. And a lot of the social media influencers in the past, they were able to increase their followers because of that. Make it as a requisite. How long do you recommend a social media campaign? So this is from Gail. You know the answer is, as long as you're selling, you should be posting. Wala dapat naiiwan even one day, guys. If you can't afford to do so, please, your Facebook accounts, para lang niyang kwarto. If no one stays there, aamagin yan. It will have cobwebs. And remember, the moment Facebook and Instagram senses that you're not posting as frequently, your algorithm also goes down. You will be less exposed by the algorithm machine of Facebook to your audience. So make sure it always gets fresh content. You might ask, John, I don't really have the time. I can create 50 posts, but that's it. Can I recycle my post? And the answer is yes. In fact, in my company, our rule is that we recycle content every 3 months, because either people have forgotten it, or number 2, new followers have not seen the content yet. Or number 3, people may have seen it, but they want to see it again because it was something that's entertaining. So it gets more likes. Okay? Last one from Nathaniel. If your personal Facebook account reached 5,000 friends, will you recommend to upgrade it to a Facebook page? Very good question. First and foremost, you don't upgrade it because they are two separate accounts. You can have a personal Facebook account, but you can also coexist having a separate Facebook page account. So pwedeng mangyari ang dalawa, and I highly recommend to do so because this is the personal is for your friends and families. The Facebook page could be for your selling, and it's good because you can manage easily all the messages. I highly recommend that to you because there are a lot of features na hindi available sa Facebook personal account. For example, you cannot display the address. You cannot have a shop. A Facebook page has a shop version that you can post photos of your products, and you can put the price, and you can also have links. So a lot of things you may be missing out if you don't have a Facebook page. Since we have Zoom training seminar every day, is it effective to promote the training speakers every day? Of course it is, because you are competing against attention from other people. Kung konti pa lang followers mo, don't feel that you are overposting, guys. Of course, overposting is like 100 of posts a day. That's when people will unfollow you. But posting 10 times a day, don't think that people are seeing too many things, because that's you putting the spotlight on yourself. Not everyone will be online, but the goal of the game is to get yourself exposed at the times that they are online. So sometimes it is by matter of luck. And just like raffle, the more entries you put, the more chances of winning. So it can pay to post as many times as you can, but not, of course, too many times. Okay? By the way, guys, I see a lot of people asking this question. If you'd like to see other webinars we've conducted in the past, and these are all free webinars, please take a screenshot. They're all available here. We have other webinars that involve, let's say, public speaking, how to manage your visibility at work, or how to manage teams when they are remotely distant from you. So if you're a team leader, how do you manage their psychology, for example? We have those free posts available. So take a screenshot or take the post. Sorry, one last commercial, by the way, because someone posted here about speaking confidently. If you're interested, we have a premium webinar happening on May 8th and May 15th. That's 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Boost your confidence, public speaking and business writing. Our session also covers topics such as how can I present myself well in front of the camera if all of my meetings now are done online. If you're interested, please do join us. Okay, last tip. So I have a few more minutes left. Please, wag lang tayong magbenta. Make sure na may pupuntahan si customer kapag na-entice siyang bumili. So be action-oriented. We call this, by the way, as the CTA in marketing speak. The CTA is the element in your poster or in your caption that tells the customer, okay, I like it. How do I buy? So CTA refers to registration link, payment link, subscription link, download link, whatever it is. If you're a team leader at binabantayan mo ang mga post ng iyong mga recruits or your team members and you're helping them to become better post content managers, please be on the lookout for this because I noticed this a lot from a lot of you Sana associates. You do not expect na lahat ng customers natin marunong mag-direct message or marunong mag-private message sa Instagram. Not all of them can do that. That's why you will see a lot of comments that says how much, or let's say, for example, where to buy. I understand you may not be able to post your prices, but at least give them an ability to know more about your product. So it could be a registration link. It could be your email, for example, or you can assign a business account mobile phone number where they can text you or show to you something. Here's another tip, guys. If you have, I'm not sure how you guys do it with Yusana, but today, if people want to know more about your products, kailangan meron kaagad na ready na JPEG photo of your payment account numbers so that if the customer is ready to pay, you can send it on Viber, lahat nandun na. If you have a PDF containing a brochure of all your products and the customer wants to know more about it, you put them online, create a link on Google Drive via Bitly. So I know this is more advanced now, but I'm just going to mention it now. You send it to them, they can open the link and they can see all your products. The point is, the faster and easier you make it for the customer, the likely they will buy. That's the science of decision making for consumption. So here's an example. Kung may post ka sa Facebook, here's your photo and video. Here's your caption sa baba, your text. Examples of call to actions are, our new chocolate cupcakes are 15% off. Order now, that's in the red font, by calling 0917. That's call to action. They like the product, they have an immediate pathway to make the purchase. Click here, so that's the website, to avail our new seat sale. And I'm saying this, guys, because I see a lot of posts from Yusana Associates. Ang ganda ng photo, ang ganda ng caption, but if I was the customer, ang sabihin ko sa sarili ko, so ano na? What do I do next? I want to buy. And they don't know what to do. If they're from Generation X, a lot of them don't know how to press the direct message or how to contact you. Make it easy for them. Finally, number 3, kung kaya mong ilagay ang bank account number mo. So I don't know how you guys do it with your own SOPs, but if you can, that's also another way. If you have a GCash account, you can easily send your GCash number is also your business account mobile number. So that makes it easy for them. All right. Finally, last 2 slides. And I'm saying this, guys, in light of COVID-19, because I want you guys to be responsible content producers. Please look out for those marketing tactics that may lead to over-claiming. And again, guys, as someone who worked for a pharmaceutical company 4 years ago, and I'm talking about prescription drugs, I will remind you that the FDA is very strict about these things. And whatever you do for Yusana is a reflection of Yusana as a whole, as a company. So be careful of superlative adverbs, such as, for example, the best in class, the most potent, the only product. I know we're all enthusiastic and passionate about our brands because they're really good products. I get that, guys. But unless you really have a scientific, and I'm talking about randomized, placebo-controlled, FDA-approved study, you cannot claim these things because we're not authorized to say them. Another thing you should look out for, promising an absolute effect. So statements, for example, taking brand X, you use the word guarantees your protection from disease Y. The word guarantee means it's 100%, guys. So be very careful about this because we do not guarantee effects for people. Another one, using unofficial or unauthorized statements and research. So for example, may nakita kang link, it's in favor of your product, but the link and the source is not reliable. Hindi mo kinounter check. So according to health2magazine.com, and it's good because I don't see this from Yusana Associates, but I see this a lot in your competitors, which is a good reflection because you guys are more responsible. But be careful using other studies that are not authorized by USANA as well. So even if, let's say, you're selling multivitamins like vitamin C, if you're using someone else's research study that is not USANA study, it does not mean that the effect is the same effect as yours. In pharmaceutical lingo, we call this, by the way, as bioequivalence and therapeutic equivalence. So you cannot equate the same thing if it's not authorized USANA research. All right? Okay, let's do one more. And again, I'm going to give away my free books. Last question, last contest. A phone number and a website link are examples of what element of an effective sales caption. What do we call this? Ang daming sumagot. Very good. So, call to action. Very good. So, the first one that I saw is Jasmine. Call to action. Very good. So, Jasmine, please contact us. Gabe says the registration link for our premium webinar is not working. If it doesn't, just go to our website instead, jonathanyabut.com. And there's a link for our webinars. Thank you for calling that out. Very good. Okay, last slide. And good, I'm on time. It matters to be critical with your choice of words. And I will say this, guys, when it comes to leadership, regardless if it's about corporate leadership or government leadership, regardless of what your intentions are, people are not telepathic. They will not be able to understand what your intentions are. They will only get your intentions if you tell it to them straight and clear. Never assume that people will interpret your statements the way you want to interpret them. So for example, if you say, protect yourself from COVID-19 with policy, what you're interpreting in this statement is that you are assuring the person that if I take policy, suddenly, magically, I will not have COVID-19 anymore. You cannot assume that everyone is smart. There will be people who will take you accountable if they take your drugs and they will say, uminom ako ng gamot mo eh, right? Or multivitamins mo eh. Not everyone's going to be smart like that, guys. So be responsible. So using the word protect from COVID-19 is an absolute statement. If I were to recommend a better way of framing your word, you can say, help boost your immunity with vitamin C. So you're not alluding it to the disease, you're alluding it to the scientifically proven immunity benefit. And that's when you segue policy. All right? John, sayang kasi eh. Because really, may connection naman, di ba? Kapag COVID-19 immunity. Yes, I get that. But remember, guys, drugs don't act like this. You have to be responsible and ethical in your message because you don't have a study that shows that taking policy will cure or prevent COVID-19. You don't have a randomized, placebo-controlled, FDA-approved study for it. Here's one more. Ibang product naman. The new Samsung Galaxy S20 keeps your battery alive for the entire day. I want to give you guys a different example because I want to prove to you that this does not only happen in USANA universe. It's the same best practice for all organizations and industries. So it's absolutist to say that your battery will stay alive because people will use their phone for many reasons. Internet eats up more battery. Calling will eat up less. So depending on how you use it, your battery may not last for the entire day. So Samsung is responsible and they will say instead for up to 20 hours with no charging. You see how I'm being responsible there and how consumers need to be more informed and be transparent to their expectations. Last example, the new Brand X diet pill promises women a slimmer body in just 2 weeks. So, delicado to guys because you have the word promise, right? And you even have in just 2 weeks. Hindi man lang up to 2 weeks or for about 2 weeks or for a minimum of 2 weeks. So you're being absolutist again. Another way instead to consider is together with proper exercise. You see, I'm disclaiming because I'm trying to showcase that there are other factors affecting your diet, your body. For example, the new brand X diet pill helps. And the word helps is always your kakampe, your ally, because even if you're associating the benefit, it's not absolutist. It's a factor to the benefit, right? So together, proper exercise helps burn fat fast. All right, let's do our last version of Q&A. And if I may ask, guys, please type again your questions. Oh, sige, wala muna. Since I might be over time, let's do last examples, guys. Here's a good example from Starbucks. You look at the anatomy of the post on Facebook. Short, clear, understandable caption, clear, appealing visual, and meron siyang call to action. Meron siyang learn more. So that hindi mahaba ang kanyang caption, yung learn more, dun nakalagay ang iba pang information na baka mahaba because there are a lot of paragraphs. Another one, this is someone who's selling a iPhone case. If you guys, very short caption. And again, guys, shorter captions are good because people are not gonna read novels or paragraph. Very clear appealing visual. It's all about the photos. Sunlight is the best light. Leo told me that, by the way, also. And of course, merong call to action. Shop now. If you don't know how to create this kind of format on Facebook, it's called the carousel format, by the way, and we don't have the time to explain that. You can place your call to action on the caption. Lagyan ng link that leads to a photo, that leads to a website, that leads to a phone number, for example. So again, you have to be able to answer the question, ano na? What do I do next? How do I buy your product if I end up liking it? Okay, last batch of questions, guys. Let's see, last two. How can you promote Yusana online without sounding opportunistic? I don't know what you mean by opportunistic, John, but you're on the same equal level playing field. You're selling something that's beneficial to people. So when you say opportunistic, it depends on how you create your tone. As long as you're talking about health. And guys, I hope you understand that you guys are in one of the most lucky positions. There are other products in life na ang hirap ibenta. Mahirap magbenta ng pako. Mahirap magbenta ng kandila. Mahirap magbenta ngayon ng kotse. But you guys are in the position to sell health products. You have the opportunity to sell a lot of stories referring to health. So milk it. Okay. Some more questions. I already have a personal LinkedIn account as a BPO recruiter. So you're doing this as part-time. Do I need to create another account for your sign of business? Of course, because if I look at your LinkedIn account and I see different products, I will get confused. You want to be single-minded. If I scroll down in your LinkedIn account, everything should just be about Usana so that all the information I'd like to know will be there. Is it better to post on my days? Do you mean stories than straight to my timeline? If you're referring to stories, Crystal, I don't understand what you mean by days. If you're looking at Instagram, it's best to post both on IG stories and feed at the same time. Why? Because not everyone will be on IG stories. Yung iba, ma-IG feed. So you should have both. Okay? And with that, if there's any more question, guys, of course, if you are interested, just go to our website, jonathanyabut.com. Our session for premium, how to use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn is going to be there. There will be more opportunities for that. But in the meantime, you can send me an email. My email is jonathanyabut@gmail.com. You can ask for some consultations if you'd like. And last, selling. O, diba? You notice, guys, I sell also a lot in this session. Our best-selling books are available also online. These are our books available in PDF format. You can shop in our store, and that is also the link. Thank you so much. You've been a very, very great audience. I had great time, very engaged. Ang daming tanong, no? So I guess it's really a good, exciting time because we're leveling up our ability to sell, not just offline, but also online. Thank you, Leo, for having me.
Thank you very much, John. And it is always so good to have you in all our trainings. And we would love to see you very, very soon.
Thank you.
All right. So Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we just heard a great talk about online selling from home from our Isana brand ambassador, Mr. Jonathan Yabut. And happening tomorrow, before I forget, is Adopting Change, Focus, and Determination by one of Philippines' superstar, motorsports superstar, Gabby de la Merced, and he's an elite athlete. So that's happening tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the evening as well. And happening tomorrow is Take Charge of Your Health with our corporate pharmacist at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Also, tomorrow, May 1 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right before Take Charge, we'll be recognizing our newest Diamond Director and another couple or another person hitting, becoming the newest member of the $1 Million Club. So you might want to witness this one. Again, Pacesetter extension is on. You might want to check all the details. Please check our Facebook page for this. Our Leadership Summit is extended. And by the way, you might want to stay because I have a very nice announcement in a while. GCash, some problems are here and it will be fixed very, very soon. For new enrollees, this one, our Healthy Foundation Pack, it will end only until tomorrow. So please take this opportunity to grab this one. And because we want to serve you best, we want to make sure to fix or to check your contact numbers and your shipping address. Now, I got here something. So ladies and gentlemen, please take a little moment to... So to know more about that, you might want to check the hub for all the